Alrighty, in this video we're going to learn about how to tell if two triangles are congruent using two specific triangle congruence theorems. The first one being side-side-side triangle congruence, and then the other one being hypotenuse-leg, and we'll dive right into that right now. So the first theorem is called side-side-side triangle congruence. And what this says is that if three sides of one triangle are congruent to three sides of a second triangle, then the two triangles are congruent, meaning all the measurements of each triangle of the angles inside of them should match the angles of a second triangle. Okay, so specifically, if I have these two sides, notice how they have one tick mark, so AB is congruent to RS. And then the direction in which that we're naming our triangle, so if I go A, B, C in that order, then the other triangle should also go in that order, RST. And notice how the arrows that are going around it, the sides that correspond, BC has two tick marks, so does ST, and then the final side, CA, has three tick marks, and TR has three. So then that lets us know that the sides of one triangle are congruent to the sides of a second triangle. So then what's important is that our triangle congruence statement is going to be telling us a lot. So specifically, if I go triangle ABC, that angle A is going to be congruent to the first letter in the second triangle. So we have our triangle congruence statement, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle RST. And how do we know that? By side-side-side triangle congruence. And there you go. The second triangle congruence postulate is called hypotenuse leg. And so specifically, we're talking about if the hypotenuse of a triangle, specifically a right triangle, notice that each triangle has a right angle in them. If you have a hypotenuse in a right triangle and a leg of a right triangle that are congruent to each other in two triangles, then you say that the two triangles are congruent by HL. So triangle CAB is in fact congruent to triangle FDE by hypotenuse leg congruence. So the thing is, it's super duper important that one, you can only use HL if you are working with a right triangle. Now that doesn't guarantee that you're using HL, but that's like the number one indicator. Are you working with a right triangle? If so, HL is a possibility, but not a guarantee. Now, the hypotenuse is always located across from the right angle. Okay, so this is your hypotenuse right here. And if you have the hypotenuses in both triangles, show that they're congruent, and a leg, so that's the other two sides, one of them is marked congruent in both triangles, then you can say that the two triangles, that's a sufficient enough information to say that the two triangles are in fact congruent to one another by hypotenuse leg congruence, or HL.